Yo, what's up?
I usually come in with a lot more energy, but this week I'm a little hurt in the throat. I'm Joe Rockstar, and to my left, I have the man, the myth, the legend.
Ow! Trying to be Steven Tyler. Didn't work.
Not Steven Tyler. Jonesy's in the house. It's Broken Filter Live coming at you from the ZenLive.tv, Zadalza Entertainment Network studios in Port Chester, New York. We're booing Zadalza. No.
Nah, people from the cheap seats weren't too happy with my Steven Tyler impression.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, Zadalza Entertainment Network is where we're coming at you from in Port Chester, New York. 8 p.m. for our podcast listeners. If you don't listen on our podcast, you get the audio track of this show from the Tuesday 8 p.m. live show later in the week, Thursdays or Fridays. And you can listen to it in your car, on your way to work, on the train, whatever, when you're walking around the mall checking out 15-year-old girls, whatever you want to do. On YouTube, Broken Filter Live. On Facebook, Broken Filter Live. Twitter, at Broken Filter 1. Our Kickstarter, folks, just got the money cleared to my account from our Kickstarter today.
Let's get some people paid over here.
So I can put in the order and hopefully have this stuff together by the end of the month and in the mail. So the T-shirts will be coming your way. The mugs and whatever will be coming your way for the Kickstarter people. We have a little song I'd like to share because my throat's bothering me. So my voice is a little off. I don't know if...
Yo, he's so sick. Guess what he's missing tonight?
It was under song. It's under S under song. It's just... I feel like I have to whisper.
Yeah, but right now...
So maybe if the song... like this comes on, Careless Whisper, it won't seem as weird if I'm talking down at this level.
I'm not sure if, for all you podcast listeners out there, I'm not sure if you've... One of my favorite podcasts out there is called The Harland Highway. Harland Williams, the guy who played, he was in a bunch of different characters throughout the years, but he has this spoof where George Michael calls into his podcast, and... it's him pretending to be George Michael.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's George fucking Michael!
Yeah.
And he fucking gets all... but this because this is a George Michael song.
This is a George Michael song.
It's a really funny bit. You should check out the Harland Highway.
For those of you who didn't know, Jonesy took a very long roundabout way of getting you to the fact that this is by George Michael.
Taking the long way around the barn.
Actually, I don't know who it is, but one of the Oakland A's has been coming out to this song to fuck with
You're
people.
kidding!
Yeah. It's really funny. I forget who it is, but like everyone else comes out to like hip hop or rock music. He's been coming out to this, and like everyone's he's apparently making waves.
So it's the 8th inning, the whole place is buzzing, and he walks out to this.
Yeah. Bottom of the 8th, 2 men on, down by 1, 2 outs.
Wow.
So that's our intro. We got random thoughts tonight. Weird sex. Yeah, you know what? I feel like
what a great song, man.
Random thoughts, weird sex. Then we'll take a break.
Yeah, that was a good break.
Then we'll do creepy Airbnb instead of our creepy credit.
Creepy Airbnb.
And then we'll hit you with the broken news. And then we'll have a viral video.
And then I'm going to tell you about this meal I had at a Turkish restaurant last week. It was shredded beef off one of those weird meat sticks. Covered in red pepper flakes and that strange fluorescent orange rice that just sits on the corner of your plate.
And the white sauce. Oh, the white sauce. Oh, the white sauce. All right. We're gonna get going with random thoughts. Oh man, Jonesy, I'm gonna open us up this week. I'm just gonna jump right.
Yeah, fire away, man. All
right, Jonesy might be sitting in this the captain's chair after the break. I'm hurting. I can't even laugh. I cough when I laugh. So I will tell everyone out there about my trip to the doctor's office real fast. The doctor's like, oh, you don't have a bacterial infection, so you have something viral, possibly a flu, something like that. I'm like, oh, so I guess my insurance just covered your Mercedes payment this month.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
Tell me a whole bunch of nothing. Like, yeah, just chicken soup, lots of rest, stay away from children. I'm like, oh, I have 2 of those.
Did he actually say chicken soup?
Yeah.
How come not wonton soup? Doesn't that make everything better?
I feel like no matter what situation.
What do you think, Mike?
No one's ever going to think Chinese food is good for you in any way, shape, or form.
What kind of soup do you dig on?
Well, for Chinese food?
Any kind of soup. We're talking about soul food, baby.
I'll be honest, I like Chinese food, so I'm going to say like wonton soup or like egg drop soup is good.
Miso.
Oh.
And what is it, hot and sour soup? Or
hot and sour. Dude, I'm scared shitless of that hot and sour soup, bro.
Yeah.
Because I used to work at a fishing station. I used to bail out fishing boats at the end of a long day. and it would just be a bucket of fucking slush with like fucking fish guts and
it would look like that.
That's what it looks like. And
no, thank you.
Yeah. Sorry, Mike.
No problem.
All right. Let's actually do our random thought segment.
Yeah.
My random thought is not my trip to the doctor. That was useless, by the way. Like, that's the worst. You're like, oh, you can't give me any medication, and you can't tell me what's wrong with me. You kind of think it's the flu. Thanks. High five. See you later. Fuck you. Right. Exactly. All right. My actual random thought: revenge porn. Revenge porn. If you haven't heard about it, it's a big thing that's coming up. Let's explain revenge porn if you don't know what it is. You might be a victim of revenge porn and you just don't have a fucking idea yet. Have you ever been in a relationship where you've shared naked pictures or videos or even sex acts? Maybe you took a video of your ex-girlfriend giving you a blowy. Well, revenge porn there's now websites out there that are looking for people to submit this stuff. If your ex screwed you over, broke up with you, maybe got engaged to the other guy she was seeing, some crazy shit.
Yeah.
So people are like, oh, well, fuck you, bitch. I'm going to post up this video with your name, your first name, where you work,
Oh, dropping fucking
whole 9 yards.
Ah.
So, I think Colorado, I don't know, recently a state law was passed that revenge porn is illegal, punishable by multiple years in prison. So these websites...
Or it should at least be able to go to small claims court, right?
Right. So the question
important.
Is it ethical? It's obviously not ethical. Should you be liable at your job if you fucking took a video, doing something crazy like, taking a big black dildo on your ass?
What do you mean at your job?
Like, what if your job finds this video of you on the internet that you didn't put up there, that somebody else did?
Oh, good point. No, it's very good. Like I mean,
is that, you'd be like, oh my god, my ex put that up because he's a dick, and we broke up, and now I lose my job because of it.
Yeah,
that sucks.
Now, in today's day and age, it's important to keep your social media accounts squeaky clean. It really is.
And your video proof of anything, photographic proof of anything.
Yeah.
I mean, you're like, I really trust this person. I want to spend the rest of my life with them, and then, some shit takes a wrong turn.
You and me are so lucky because we literally hit the last sweet spot for unaccountability.
Yeah.
We grew up in the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s. That was literally one of the last times where your entire life wasn't just publicized on a big fucking bulletin board,
Yeah, man. If we had social media when we were like in our late teens, early 20s, I feel like life would be a lot different.
Oh, yeah.
Right now.
Definitely.
I feel like we'd be in a bad shape.
All your craziness just documented on an internet program. It's amazing.
Think about the camera phones when we were younger. Like, you could totally deny if someone took a picture of you on like a Nextel i90 or whatever the first camera phone was in the Nextel. Yeah. Someone took a picture of you with that, you could be like, that's so grainy. That shit's not me. Get the fuck out of here. It's just a guy with brown hair and brown eyes. But now with the Samsung Galaxy S5 camera, you can literally see if you have a blackhead on your left nostril. Identifying you is not a problem.
Yeah.
The video is in 4K HD. You could see the spot you forgot to shave you missed on your ball sack.
Oh, man. Yeah. It's... The resolution of technology is incredible.
So is revenge porn your own fault? Should these people be punished for taking advantage of it? For setting up websites and being like, hey, send us your revenge porn. I want to make a few bucks. That's kind of genius. I mean, doing something before everyone else does it to make the money. It's a shitty way to step on.
Should you be liable? The answer is no, but you don't have a choice.
Oh, I like that answer, Jonesy. That's a good answer.
All I know is I couldn't even imagine my boss right now, let me check out this young Jones fella. As he's looking over my application and like, I'm going to go surfing over Twitter and see what he's up to. Luckily that doesn't happen, but I'm sure there's some HR managers that do that today,
Yeah. All right, so that's my random thought. Revenge porn.
Revenge porn.
It's going to be, you're going to hear a lot more about it, I guarantee it. We're ahead of the curve here at Broken Filter Live.
I feel like I'm in the Stone Age because I didn't even know about revenge porn until about 3 weeks ago.
I feel like I'm just more of a twisted and warped individual, and when we do pre-production work for the show, I run stuff by Jonesy, and he doesn't know what I'm talking about, and I have to explain these sick, twisted ideas and thoughts to him, and he's like, I didn't even know that existed. And I'm like, I'm sorry I'm dragging you down into the depths of my filth with me, but Jonesy's actually more of a wholesome person than I am in his brain functions and thought processes. I drag him down here with me for the good of the show.
Right into the gutter.
Oh, down here in the gutter. That's where we like to be. All right, Jonesy.
All right, my random thought this week is people talking about their finances, all right? Because I'm sure we're in a pretty deep recession right now, as I'm sure a lot of you have noticed.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you hear these people talking and ranting and, fantasizing about days past about their financial life, but I feel like at least once a month I come across somebody who has a story to talk about how great it was back in the good old days with money. Like, when I used to work for Sears, people used to be like, oh my God, bro, back in the 90s, we used to fucking sell so many air conditioners. Fucking wind tunnel with so much fucking cash. Like, you couldn't even walk around because there was so much cash. I hope that's not my car.
I'm just shutting the windows.
And then, people that I used to work with Sears, they were all very successful people before they got there. And they all had a story to tell. Like, my friend was in the printing industry. And he thought, he goes, dude, we made so much fucking money. I had a boat. I had 2 cars. I had fucking ski trips every weekend. Every industry. Like, I was at the bar last weekend helping out my friend. And I was
you should have seen 2012. It was so crazy.
Yeah.
Saturday night, 10 deep at the bar. I know what you're talking about.
It's almost like every industry has been cornered off and condensed into this little meager, shitty fucking sliver. Like this one girl I was talking to, she's in the hair electrolysis business. She does hair removal.
Yeah.
She said she was making $8,000 a month doing that.
That's some nice money.
That's some good scratch just for taking ball hair off people's backs. But now she says that she makes maybe about $2,500 because of how many people have stolen it up and people not paying money for luxuries and.
Yeah, or you've taken all the hair off of people that want the hair taken off.
Yeah. That is true.
Maybe it's also a psychological thing. Maybe these people are like, my life's kind of shitty now. So I'm thinking back to how great. Maybe they're in their mind they're playing it back as if it was so much better when really maybe it was just a little bit better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but people are cynical assholes by nature. They're always. If they were broke 20 years ago or 10 years ago, they'd be like, man, I was fucking broke and now I got cash.
Yeah.
I feel like people aren't exaggerating. Even with my new job, I'm looking at all these different people that refurbish machinery and they resell it to people across seas or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I call these people up like, hey, we're looking to move your shit. They're like, yeah, we haven't moved something in like 3 months, bro. And it's like, oh God.
Yeah, that's not good.
There's no fucking money getting thrown around. It's weird.
That's not good.
No.
So why was the money always better in the old days? I know why. Obama.
Yeah, it's all Obama's fault.
Can I drop the mic? Just drop the mic on it. It was Obama. Thanks a lot, Obama. Thanks a lot, Guy.
It was all Obama's fault.
All this change you were talking about was not the change in the direction we wanted it to go.
No.
You got everyone all hopped up on fucking change, and you're like, oh, I didn't say it was going to be for the better. Got you.
Well, he was like, yeah, change. Then he actually brought it to the floor, and they were like, yeah, we're not changing.
And now he's coasting out the rest of the second term like he's doing when Miss America wins her pageant and she walks around and does that fucking fake smile and cry with the hand he's doing that for the next year and a half until he's on his way out. He's just like, sorry guys, thanks, see you later. We did it.
Yeah, because the new election's going to ramp up like a year before, so it's really just your second term is really like 3 years. It really is. It doesn't.
I mean, well, any major production that he's going to try to put together. I know we shouldn't be talking about politics because it bores the shit out of people looking for comedy, and we should really stop. Fuck it, we're done. Moving on. Fuck Obama. We're going to talk about weird sex. Weird sex. Oh, weird sex. My favorite graphic I've ever made. All right. Today's weird sex. We're going to talk about myths. Sex myths that are actually truths.
Myths, huh?
Myths.
Right.
Sex myths. Things that people have heard, have happened, can happen, possibly could happen. And people, sounds like urban legends, but some of them actually happened in reality. And
there's been documented studies at Yale about these, right?
Something along those lines.
Yeah.
Or instances that are documented in hospitals.
A Cambridge study?
I don't know about Cambridge, Yale, Harvard. I don't know about Harvard Medicine doing it.
SUNY Plattsburgh?
Might have been the emergency room at Clusterfuck Village in East Bumblefuck, North Carolina, but,
Nice
at least it's on the record.
Yeah.
So the myth here is, can you break your penis? Is one of the first myths. And apparently, It can happen.
There's a parentheses next to this banner. It's like, you can even hear it snap.
Oh, my God. I just feel the pain thinking about that. So the myth, see how that lady is violently bouncing up and down on the guy's boner and porn we're watching together for some reason? Oh, you ever think that when the girl's like really fucking just going to town on it? You're like, dude, what if she slides a little bit to the wrong direction? Like, that's good luck. Because, I mean, she's going hard usually. She's earning that $100, man. So it says you need to be careful doing that. If she lands the wrong way, she can break his penis.
Ouch.
It says, I totally know a guy that happened to. They had to put his dick in a little cast. And the truth is...
In a little cast?
Yeah, the truth is, this can't be true, right?
What, did they get, like, one of those weird tongue depressors? And stand it up?
Splint it up, man. So, the 2 cylinders of tissue around the erection, if she lands on it wrong, can actually break, and you can actually hear it crack. And... more likely to happen when a man is cheating, according to the University of Maryland Medical Center. Okay, University of Maryland seems reputable.
Interesting. All right.
They study penile fractures, specifically Dr. Andrew Kramer. That's his job. That sounds like a shitty job, man.
What a great looking PhD that must be on the wall, you know, in his office.
Doctor of dick fractures. Doctor of broken dicks.
Someone spent like 8 years training in calligraphy to write that across a big piece of parchment paper.
That's awesome. Okay. I'm losing my train of thought here.
Don't act like you're not impressed.
All right. Back to what I was saying. He said that it happens to men that cheat more often, apparently. The illicit sex is more likely to happen in unusual ways or places. So, and also a guy might be trying to impress the new girl that he's cheating with. So maybe like, you know, in that cramped laundry room or something, you know what I mean? Has her up on the corner of the dryer and he's really trying to give it to her hard. He's like, yeah, I'm going to fucking give it to her extra hard. And then she slides down, it fucking twists off the side. And boom. So don't cheat for more than one reason. Don't cheat to be...
Well, the guy's like, I'm in fucking fantasy land. Like, I've got superhuman cock strength. And you know, and he starts, he starts going into overdrive.
You know, she's playing it up too, playing it extra. She's trying to impress him, sound like a porn star. She's like, harder, faster, faster. And they're like, you know, she really doesn't want it harder. Yeah, exactly. So, number 6, you can break your penis. It can happen. You can hear it. It's true.
I don't believe that still.
There's a doctor that all he does is study that.
But it's not like you fall on the sidewalk and break your wrist. I mean, like...
No, this would be worse.
This is your rig.
This would be worse. My wrist, I got another hand.
Yeah.
You break your penis, you don't have another one. Unless, you know, I mean, if you do, we got a whole nother show we have to put together. All right, number 5. You can totally get your junk stuck together during sex.
Huh.
Here's the urban legend. I heard from a friend of a friend about this guy who was banging some married chick, cheating again. It's always the cheaters. The husband came home without warning. And the dude tried to pull out and run away, but he couldn't. He was stuck inside of him. Wow. So it sounds really dumb, but sometimes...
That's comical, bro. That's really funny.
Sometimes dumb stories have truth. In this case, a rarely documented but not unknown phenomenon called penis captivus. You don't need to be fluent in Latin to guess what that means. For instance, doctors at a British hospital, it doesn't name which British hospital.
Yo, this is written in British, too.
What?
If you scroll through this, look, there's part of the article, it's like, legends of people getting their dirty bits stuck inside each other persisted for centuries. And it was long said that it happened when people did the nasty with someone that shouldn't, like another man's wife.
I'm glad you did that. That was awesome. So, yeah, that can happen.
But medical science is always trying to discover new horrors for you to have nightmares about. That's true.
Like that show.
That's true.
Sex Brought Me to the ER.
Yeah.
It's a rough show, man. I don't even want... My wife wanted to watch it one day, and I watched it, and I'm like, I don't want to watch this anymore.
Yeah.
Like guy has chainsaw stuck in anus. I'm like, I don't want... Like, I like the weird stuff, but I don't want to know how they got that out, because they get real detailed. They're like, well, we had to surgically clamp. You're like, no, no thanks. All right. So.
Yeah, those shows are always so disappointing. Like, whenever you tune into, like, a real sex show.
Yeah.
Like, you wish there was women that with fetishes of, you know, them dating guys and the girls just telling them how wonderful their girth felt. You know? But it's never that. It's always, like, women that are into... You know, hitting guys with snow shovels and sticking chainsaws in people's asses and stuff.
Or dressing men up like babies or something.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. Number 4. Sex can cause blindness. The myth. Dude, my bro was railing this chick, and he busted his nut so hard he went blind. Said it was totally worth it, though. So that's the urban legend.
What?
And despite all those crazy people telling you that masturbation is completely safe, your mom might have been right. First of all, my mom never talked to me about that, so let's just... Thank God. Apparently...
Mama never told me stop until I busted nut.
Oh, my God.
Remember that line?
Yeah. So this is called amaurosis fugax. It only lasts for a few minutes, so it's temporary blindness. Before your sight comes... it's only a few minutes before your sight comes back. It happens to one eye. Apparently, a 52-year-old man started going blind every time he had sex with his wife. He decided he should probably see a doctor. So this also happened to a Danish man and woman from Texas. And they all saw the doctor, blah, blah, blah. So it can happen. You can go blind having sex. There's a bunch of other case studies. I'm not going to read them all because it just gets boring. People can go blind having sex.
That's unacceptable.
Temporary. Could you imagine if you... What if you were one of those people cheating in, like, the laundry room? And you went blind temporarily, and now you're blind with a broken dick.
The confusion of that moment. Could you imagine?
Oh my God, try to stumble out into a hallway. You don't know where you are. There's little people walking their kids and dogs. You stumble onto a playground.
Could you imagine if Panola did that? Be like, oh, fuck, and he'd start like smashing the walls and he'd get all confused.
No, don't name people we know, man. That's not nice.
No one knows the first name.
All right, so number 3 myth: hickeys can cause strokes and paralysis. The urban legend. The weird kid from history class told me that he gave himself a hickey with a vacuum cleaner to make it look like he had a girlfriend. Holy shit, tell him not to...
Dick!
This kid from camp did that and died. Well, apparently, someone did die. They had a hickey, and they had a hickey on her neck right next to a major artery, and apparently it was so intense of a hickey that it bruised the major artery, which caused clotting to the point of a stroke.
Oh my God.
And death. And paralysis in other people. But so there's been cases of paralysis. Apparently you can treat it with blood thinners to, help the problem, but you got to catch it before you have the stroke. So imagine someone walking in and be like,
I just don't
check out my hickey on my neck from this slut I banged the other night. I don't want to have a stroke.
I never understood why hickeys were such a badge of courage or a badge of honor.
God, it was such a project to give someone one. It was such a project to deal with someone giving you one. It was almost like a novelty. Like, it almost reminds me of like the unnecessary, ridiculous shoes that girls wear.
Yeah.
Like they want it to look impressive.
Yeah.
Like when you're a teenager, you're like, I totally hooked up, but it really is just painful and annoying. It's painful, annoying, and ugly. Like women's shitty shoes. Basic high heels are good for us, honey. You don't need, ladies, you don't need the fucking bells and whistles. I mean, not for me. I don't know about you, but I'm good with basic high heels.
Works for me. All
right. Food allergies can be transmitted through semen is this number 2 myth. We're counting down to number 1. So, apparently, the myth, my hairdresser warned me to be careful since I'm allergic to peanuts. Her sister's face swelled up like a balloon when she gave her boyfriend a blowjob after he had eaten a trail mix. Jonesy's laughing so hard because he has a peanut allergy.
No, I'm just laughing because she had a bag of trail mix and she fucking...
You're just visualizing it?
This girl sitting on the couch like watching like a rerun of like The Love Boat, eating some trail mix. Like, fucking...
Well, yeah. So the guy... All right. So, apparently not only can people be allergic to semen, they can be allergic to what you've eaten if you blow your semen in, on, or around them. So apparently this British woman who had the first recorded case of sexually transmitted allergic reaction. Her boyfriend ate handfuls of mixed nuts, not knowing about his girlfriend's debilitating Brazil nut allergy. It wasn't a peanut allergy, it was a Brazil nut allergy.
Interesting.
And he showered and brushed his teeth before they got down and dirty. And after they finished up, the woman began to experience telltale signs of having ingested nuts. And not the nuts that she had put in her mouth herself. Oh, man. So, yeah, they had to do a test. This is the best part. She goes to the hospital. They had to run tests on her. So they had to have him jerk off into a cup.
Oh, please.
And then rub it on her skin to see if that was what was causing the reaction.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
like,
we need to run a couple tests. Usually you're like, yeah, sure. They're like, can you jerk off into this cup?
Some doctor really had to get to the bottom of that one.
Yeah.
Like, all right, come on back in.
Yeah, right. And last but not least,
motherfucker.
Cheating on your spouse can cause injury or death. Apparently, you're more likely to have a sudden death, especially if you're a dude, because if you're cheating. And this is another thing that comes back to the small spaces, weird places, but also a lot of predominantly men, douchebags, older men trying to get with younger women. So they're trying really hard to impress them. They might be medically enhancing, medicinally enhancing their performance.
All right.
Combining different things. And usually the much younger woman can really ride them into the ground, literally. So, there it is.
Injury or death.
Yeah.
Too much for the old ticker.
Too much for the old ticker. Don't cheat. The moral of this story, there was 3 things in there that could really hurt you. Don't cheat, people, man. Lock it down and move forward.
I've noticed a theme running through this entire thing.
What was that?
Which is obviously you shouldn't be cheating because awful fucking things can happen.
Yeah, seriously. All right, I guess we'll take a break, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
All right.
Broken Filter Live.
Addicted to Ink, a proud sponsor of the Zaraza Entertainment Network, is Westchester's premier tattoo, piercing, and apparel destination, offering only the finest tattoo and piercing services as well as the best atmosphere you will find. Addicted to Ink is located conveniently at 38 Westchester Avenue in White Plains, New York, right across the street from the Westchester Mall. If you got the itch for more ink, like the Zaraza boys do, get your work done right. Visit www.addictedtoinktattoos.com for more information.
Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired?
Yes.
Does the stress of daily life seem just like too much?
Yes.
Are you simply fed up?
Yes.
Do you wish you could just make it all chill out?
But how?
Well, then you need a Royale Grinder. Royale Grinder is a jumbo-sized 2.5-inch diameter premium 4-piece herb grinder that fits in the palm of your hand with 50 closely interlined, everlasting chunky teeth that will keep on shredding whatever enters your chamber.
I can use it for all my herbs. Thanks, Royal Grinder. I'll never feel shitty again.
Order now at www.royalegrinders.com. That's www.royalegrinders.com.
Are you a smoker and you need to quit, but you're discouraged cause it's harder than some like doing me? Vape, vape, baby, White Plains vapors. Vape, vape, baby, White Plains vapors. Are you a non-smoker but you like to do the tricks? Well, these are non-toxic clouds that exit your lips. Vape, vape, baby, White Plains. Oh yeah! Yeah! White Plains Vapors, located at 210 Mamaroneck Avenue in White Plains, New York. Visit our location and choose from a wide selection of exotic flavors.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's try to get this energy level back up! Yeah! Woo. Welcome back to Broken Filter Live, taking you through the next half an hour before the ZNY flagship of the Zaraza Network takes over. The boys from ZNY. All right, ladies and gentlemen, White Plains Vapors! Are you a smoker? Do you smoke butts? Private Pile, do you suck Do you smoke cigarettes? Listen, if you smoke butts, take it down a notch, people. Do you want to have a voice like Joe? You want to be moping around the house with, I'm so sick, listen to me, I'm sick. Do you want to be like that? No. Go to White Plains Vapors, get yourself some vape. White Plains Vapors. Okay, listen. Go get yourself some fucking White Plains Vapors. If you're looking to turn that energy up a little bit and tobacco is a little bit too lame for you, you prefer like a nice Hungarian paprika or something of that blend, go ahead and visit our friends over at the Grinders, our Grinders friends.
And I actually heard White Plains Vapors sells some interesting chambers that you can put some of the stuff in the Royale Grinder, dry herb, vape chambers and the whole 9 yards. So.
Some beef bouillon cubes or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll vape up nice for you.
Definitely. All right. If you are looking to transport anything of any value across the seas, across this great nation of ours, if you need to ride anywhere, people, you know who to talk to, baby.
Joe Rockstar, BrokenFilter.net.
Joe Rockstar, BrokenFilter.net. Go ahead and reach out to us. Listen, all my podcast homies, we look forward to having you on board, people. We love podcasters. And listen, you can take us to go, all right? You know, if you're at some shady, disgraceful place, which most of our audience members probably are, you know, or if you're just, you know, listen, fucking download it, put it on your iTunes, and you can rock out in the car wherever you're at.
Metro North, Long Island Railroad, some long, boring ass shit where you don't have to listen to somebody talking on their cell phone. Put your headphones in and listen to our dumbasses.
Tune into us, have some fun. We're here, we're working for you. Let's have a good time.
Yep.
And we got a great half an hour ready for you, so let's fire away. Giddy up.
Ready, go. All right, our next segment is, I'm going to hand it all over to Jonesy because he really wanted to do this one. We really like the creepy internet stuff. I mean, because the land of creep is just the internet, man. It's really just a plethora of information for us to just jump on and take and show to you, whether it's Craigslist or Backpage. Airbnb, which we've discussed before, is a website it's B&Bs for bed and breakfast. And what it is we've discussed it before, where a guy put his apartment up for rent, and then the people were like, yeah, we have to stay at a wedding, so we have a large group of people will be staying at your house. And he's like, sure, great, we'll help you out. It'll be cheaper than a hotel. And then they had a big fat fucking orgy and left used condoms and all sorts of shit all over his house. So Airbnb has some listings that are... By
the way, the land of creep is probably comparable to the opening of Game of Thrones, where that giant fucking earth is like unfolding.
Yeah.
It's all got all sorts of little hiding places and stuff.
That's the internet.
You know, yeah.
You just have to know where to look. And then it unfolds right in front of you.
Giant gears popping out of the floor.
Don't even get me started on the creep level above that's north of the wall. You know what I mean?
The wall.
Those wildlings. God, I'm such a nerd. Anyway, so there's some really unsavory looking places that are on Airbnb, and someone compiled them. And Jones, you take it from here. Give it a little intro. Show me what you got.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the first stop on our journey is the Couch Garage, baby. Enjoy and entertain all of your guests at this wonderful garage with an old shitty leather couch that someone like Mike here was probably entertaining some of his, I don't know.
That looks like...
All right.
It looks like they do bad things to people in that room.
They do bad thing, and the cement was not fitted for earthquake-resistant technology. The next stop on our journey is... I don't have the right list, dude.
Not all of them had captions.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's the next one we got?
A Russian prison. Are you from the Ukraine? Did you tell Russia to go fuck off? Why don't you have a nice stay, 24-hour stay?
For those of you...
At the 2x2 window, cot on the floor, bread and water served every 12 hours.
But with this one, for those of you who are not quite up on your history, back in 1973, the federal government decided to close down most sanatoriums across the country. This one is an old abandoned relic that has been converted for all of our guests. So welcome to the old Pilgrim Insane Asylum.
Pilgrim State.
Pilgrim State, and if you live on Long Island, is along the Sagda Coast Highway. It's this huge ghost village, and that's exactly what that bed must have been.
Your neighbors shouldn't bother you so much because they're not living. They only come around 3 a.m., and their spirits will say very... interesting things, very low levels.
Yes.
Like, get out.
Like, join me.
Like, get out or I'll kill you. See, I took my careless whisper and I did something with it.
And next, where are we going next, Mike? Ooh.
A boxcar in the woods. There's no train tracks here, so you can't escape.
I feel like this would be a great Johnny Cash song. Wouldn't it? Like, dan, 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 dan. I brought my baby down to the boxcar in the woods.
Dum, 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 dum.
And I went and put my finger up her little butt.
Dum, 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 dum.
And when I pulled it out, it smelled like rusty.
Dum, 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 dum.
I can't think of anything that rhymes with rusty, so I'll just finish this bit. Man, I'll tell you,
Dum, 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 dum.
that could either be a tourist welcoming center or someone's worst nightmare.
Or where someone hides the bodies of their rape victims.
Next up, where are we going next?
Another seedy garage. Apparently, people want to rent out their garages, make a few extra bucks. You can't really see that well. It's just an empty garage that just looks shady.
Now available for August of 2014, we have an old Storage Wars site where we could go ahead and have a good old-fashioned log rolling.
We can't give you a key. We'll just have to lock the door behind you. Trust us. We'll let you out in the morning.
Recession got you down? We got your solution. Go ahead and jump on. You know, it's, oh, my goodness. This is... I couldn't even park my creepy van, that fucker.
Imagine the guy picks you up from the airport in the creepy van.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's pretty much a given.
I couldn't even imagine someone like actually taking the time to go on Yelp and rating it after it was done.
Yeah.
After they were done with their weekend.
All right, so there's one more.
There's one more?
Yeah. Oh, this is the winner.
Is that the sizzle?
This is the Harry Potter-esque. Someone converted their Under the Stairs into a little Harry Potter jail room. If you've ever seen Harry Potter or read the books, you know he lived under the stairs in this little like makeshift prison cell that they used to lock him in when he wasn't behaving or didn't, you know.
How come I feel like there's no central air conditioning in that?
No,
in
there's
that thing?
not.
There's none?
And it says on the thing, this is our cupboard under the stairs. Can you see on the right the several owls? They made it even creepier by stuffing owls and putting a totem pole of stuffed owls up there.
A totem pole of stuffed owls.
They're like if a cupboard under the stairs that you're trying to rent on the internet to people to come, strangers to come into your home.
Yeah.
Like wasn't creepy enough. They're like, like they left in the stuffed owls as if it was going to invite people. Like this is going to invite you. That's like a girl spreading her legs and be like, by the way, I have gonorrhea. Get in there, sure. Why don't you climb in the hole?
You know, I really feel bad because I feel like my friend Andy Dufresne even had a bigger spot when they put him in the hole for being obtuse. Remember that?
Yeah. That is probably bigger in that.
It's probably Andy Dufresne probably had it better. Yeah.
All right, so that was our little quick creepy Airbnb segment. We're gonna move forward with the broken news.
The broken news, ladies and gentlemen.
Jonesy, since I don't have a voice today, you're really taking the reins on messing with the accents, voices. And
You want the soundboard or what?
I applaud you, man. You're really kicking ass. You're doing some fun stuff. I love it. It's really making me happy because I'm not being. I couldn't do my pirate voice tonight. I couldn't do. I mean, I could try later.
You know, I'm gonna try and be somewhat serious after this, but when we were first brainstorming this show way back yonder, I proposed one bit that didn't quite make it to the top of the messaging board, but I'm gonna take a piece out of that right now because I always thought it would be fun to be a real like 1960s douche reading the news. Reading broken news.
Do it.
So this story is broken to you. It's called Pregnant Woman Not Lovin' Her McMarijuana Burger. A pregnant woman with her boyfriend claim they found an extra ingredient in their McDonald's burgers. Marijuana. Brittany Songer's unhappy meal began on April 26th when she went to a McDonald's restaurant in Ottumwa, Iowa with her fiancé Corey Long and her 2-year-old son. The couple ordered 2 McDoubles and were sharing one of them when they noticed that it didn't taste like the typical Mickey D's product. It tasted bad, and I thought maybe it was because it had cologne on his hands when he bit it. Then I opened the burger and the cheese was just covered with weed. Oh my goodness.
You can't even keep a straight face.
The long and short of this is this woman went to a McDonald's and got herself a cheeseburger, and it was covered with ganj. Just covered with ganj. As if, I mean, I can't even picture this being a practical joke. I can't picture it being a mistake. It's just a fucking strange story.
I have a theory.
What?
Well, first of all, can we just discuss that it says the Iowa Division of Criminal Investigation is sending the substance out to be processed, and it could take up to 2 months. It's going to take you 2 months to find out that it's fucking pot, man. Come
a
on.
whole lot of burned calories on a steaming pile of horse shit.
Sounds like Iowa's Division of Criminal Investigation doesn't get too much action because their turnaround time is really not so
This is like
fantastic.
a laser focus on this fucking shit.
I feel like the New York City crime investigation would have it. They'd be on site. They'd be on the crime scene with a lighter. They'd be like,
Right, you know, someone.
Yep, that's weed.
Yeah, someone calls in the chopper, you know, for the fucking McDonald's incident.
Gets it fucking heli lifted out to the Newark labs. Fucking 12 hours later, they'd be like, it's not just a strain of pot, it's a strain of pot from southern Mexico, from the drug lord family, the Montegas. You know?
We're looking at some serious sativa here, people.
It was smuggled in April of 2013. Fucking Iowa's 2 months back. They're fucking sitting out there with their cows and shit hanging out. Oh, man. All right, so there we go.
All right, so the next story involves...
Well, Whoa, my theory. I didn't get to.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
When we were in high school, there was a certain guy that worked at the Taco Bell.
Yeah.
And he was selling pot out of the drive-through window.
Mm.
So it was like the best racket. You were like 17 and you're like, we want to get high and we want to get Taco Bell. Well, we might not want to get Taco Bell now, but we're definitely going to want to get Taco Bell after we get high. Mm-hmm. So you would drive through. The only downside is you couldn't high order. You'd have to order your meal.
Yep.
That you know, thinking as a high person, you're like, I totally want 2 chalupas and a taco. And then you go through, and he would sell you the weed out the window. He'd be like, oh, wink, wink. You'd say the code word. So I'm thinking they were doing something like that here. Like maybe they were selling it out the window, and like maybe someone like dropped it by accident. They were filling up the little baggies. And go, oh shit, they fucking dropped it, and then they're like, ah shit, send it out. You know, like I can't get busted for this. It's fucking maybe they won't notice, but she's pregnant, and pregnant women have the senses of fucking werewolves.
Yeah.
My wife used to be able to smell cigarettes on me from fucking like 2 days ago. She'd be like, you stood next to someone smoking a Virginia Slim. Menthol.
Is that a Misty 100? Where were you?
Yeah. So that's my theory, is someone was selling it out the window like regularly. And one last thing I'd like to add before we move on is it said that they're not sure who did it, but when they searched all the employees of the McDonald's, they found drug paraphernalia on one. I was like, only one? I was like, I think they'd all have to be high to work at McDonald's.
Oh, sacre bleu.
At least I think they're high when I go and I ask for fucking extra sauce in the drive-thru, and then we get none for a 20-piece nugget. Yeah, that's right. So that's my rumor. There we go. I'm done with that.
Completely worthy of our focus and attention
McDonald's?
from law enforcement officials.
Yeah. Why we don't get the right amount of sauce with our nuggets?
Fucking ass wipes. All right, speaking of people wiping their ass, Burger King has scrapped its 40-year slogan, Joe.
Joe, oh no, that's
that's the other one.
McDonald's.
What is McDonald's' slogan?
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving it, and that's Justin Timberlake singing it. But
Joe, focus. What are you doing over there?
Burger King, you want the Burger King?
Yes.
Have it your way.
Have it your way, right?
Right.
And they ripped off that weird '70s lame ass song as the theme song, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now they're changing it to "We do it like you do it."
No, is that what they're changing it to? I thought it was "Be Your Way."
Oh, be your way. Yeah. Sorry. Slogan in favor of "Be Your Way," which we rolled out across the United States in the following weeks. Mm-hmm. Which I think is just rearranging deck chairs on the
Shouldn't
Titanic,
it say, like,
personally.
Be your own way? And what the fuck does that have to do with cheeseburgers? Fat? Is it be your own way fat? Is that what you want?
I think it should be reach towards obesity.
Yeah. But it doesn't sound grammatically correct. Be your way. Okay. I mean, I think it's missing a word or two in there. But the best part is, I'm glad they changed it from have it your way, because as we were just discussing before, I mean, what do you think the drive-through percentages of getting your order correct are? Like when you open that bag and you're like, oh, this is what I ordered. Everybody in the car or everybody you
Joe,
brought
this only happens to you, bro. Because you know what? The frequency of the times that you go to the fast food restaurants is a lot higher than the average person.
No, not anymore.
So I think you get a lot of fucking messed up orders.
Back
but every
in the
time I
day.
go there, these people are making $8 an hour, and these people are like fucking ninjas when I go to this. When I go
Really?
there. When I go to Checkers, it's like, thanks, guy. You know,
I will say that Long Island drive-thrus were way more on point than Westchester drive-thrus.
Is that right?
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they were. So, that being said, Be Your Way is a new Burger King slogan. And I'm sure that people are going to mess with it, because when the new slogans come out, people always find a way to make jokes about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Be Your Way, that could say something about someone's sexuality, right?
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
There's a YouTube video joke coming soon. Stay
And
tuned.
there's a real douchey comment that I just want to read from the marketing expert from Burger King, okay?
Yep.
He writes the following. The problem is that people don't see themselves as living the Burger King lifestyle. What a self-righteous asswipe. Okay. Moving on. Okay.
Oh, wait, no, you didn't read the rest of it. You've got to be realistic with the place that your brand holds in real life. That's the Burger King lifestyle. Oh.
If you insist.
All right. And the last thing about the fast food nonsense. McDonald's has unveiled a new Happy Meal like mascot, and people are freaked out by it. So here it is. Ah!
Oh, Jesus.
Thanks, fucking.
You didn't even show me that before the show.
No, it's freaky, man.
That's a horror, dude.
It's real bad.
Wow.
Yeah. It reminds me of like late night TV shows when they take a still photo and then like Fallon will do the lips.
Yeah.
And like mouth.
Or Conan, yeah.
They'll mouth over a still photo. And then like it looks creepy, but you like watch it anyway because it's funny. But like that just looks creepy, and there's nothing funny about it. It just looks like a mouth was superimposed over a Happy Meal.
You know what? I think McDonald's is kind of missing a big opportunity here. You know, because every major label's got that person that represents them. Like Progressive has Flo,
yeah,
and the State Farm guy has that weird guy with the flannel jacket,
yeah,
and that Wendy's chick who is just I don't even want to know what her colon looks like. But
quick thing about the Wendy's chick, watch those commercials. She never eats any of the food.
Is that right?
Watch the redhead.
She never actually commits to it?
She's always like, I got this for less than you paid. And then she keeps talking. She never takes a bite of the food ever. It's almost like a cryptic thing. You're like, bitch, just eat it. Just put it in your mouth.
Could you imagine that?
Stop playing with it.
Could you imagine that beautiful woman hammering down a Baconator with a fucking baked potato next to you?
Is it wrong that I'd be strangely turned on by that?
I don't know.
Probably because she's a redhead and I have a redhead thing.
Yeah.
My wife always makes fun of me.
But I'll tell you what, though. Her skin, that's not... She's not naturally a pale Irish girl. She's just pale because of the fucking horrifying byproducts.
Because she doesn't eat. She doesn't get the right nutrition.
She's not nutritionally sound, you know?
Oh, all right. Sorry. You were on a rant. I cut you off.
All right. Let's go ahead and take a look at the old vagina inspection. I'm sure a lot of you have heard the story. But it's a really, really brilliant story, and I love this one personally. A prank letter ordering students to attend a mandatory vagina inspection in the gym of a high school auditorium in Minnesota has people looking for those look behind it. All right,
senior prank, ladies and gentlemen.
This was a senior prank.
Yeah,
that's right.
It was a senior prank, and it was well thought out. I believe I saw a story about a penis inspection that was similar to this, and they were in an uproar. And, excuse me, pretty much the police said that, where was it? I lost it. Oh, there it is. You jumped out of order, Jonesy. You messed me up on my list.
I jumped way out of order, yeah.
Yeah, you really threw me a curveball. The stunt generated lots of social media chatter, and some people posted the actual letter, and then it's a senior prank gone wrong. It was hand-delivered to the mailboxes of at least 50 families. So the kids that did the senior prank were
It was
like...
hand-delivered?
They were like, well, I mean, if these girls are actually going to show up for vagina inspection, we might as well make sure it's the right chicks, you know?
You know, if you ever see that movie American Hustle, he's got one theme. It's like, always be from the shoes up.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to do a prank, go all the way with it.
Yeah, right.
And God bless these guys, man. They fucking did it.
It also said in the thing, it warned female students to make sure they remove all genital piercings before the examination. Yep. So there you go. Apparently they did not find the prank funny at the school. The students thought it was funny, and the parents.
The announcement is so brilliant. Is it? Do we have it somewhere, or is that link somewhere else?
No, we didn't. I didn't bring that video.
Oh, it's such a brilliant link, dude. It's like it's really professional, douchey vernacular. You know, like someone who's 48 and who hasn't gotten fucked in about 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, who's wildly uptight and just watches Charlie Rose on PBS. Wrote this but with adolescent women getting their vaginas checked. It's so funny. It's really funny.
All right.
Drew, why don't you do the stripper video one?
All right, we'll do that, and then we have a couple more. You skipped a few that I wanted to do, but okay. We'll do the stripper. The guy sues stripper video. It's under news video.
Not to be confused with the wheel of viral videos, by the way.
This is a news story about some craziness that just watch it. Just see. We're bringing the news to you.
This might be a first. It's the first I've ever heard of this. A 32-year-old Houston man files suit against a stripper.
Yeah, he says he loaned the dancer money and he wants it back.
This was just too funny not to
there's
share.
No such thing as stripper refunds.
Fox 26's Randy Wallace is live tonight from the Southwest
Air quotes.
nightclub where the couple met. Randy.
Melinda, she goes by the stage name Naomi, and she says that about a year ago she was dancing here at Treasures when she met a man named Robert Wallace.
Naomi?
Now, the dancer and comedian says they were just friends, but to Robert Wallace, it was much
They
more
threw in
than
she's a
that.
dancer and a comedian.
I have had situations in the past where customers have followed me home. I've had to move twice, switching gyms, switching jobs.
But having a customer sue her
Except
is
being a stripper,
first.
she clearly didn't
The
stop that
dancer
job.
who calls herself Nomi?
He was becoming a regular, and we did become friends. I really like him as a friend, and I still do.
We've had a dating relationship.
This guy.
And on May 3rd, we had broken up.
Robert Wallace
Look at
says
this guy.
he loaned the dancer
Do you
about
tell me
$2
this guy had a
grand,
relationship
and
with a
he wants it
stripper?
back,
Come on,
along
dude.
with a laptop and some DVDs.
She took
I
you.
don't believe in loans because I don't want to pay anybody back.
I know how stubborn she can be. So after a week of waiting for her to return my things, I decided to file a suit to get my stuff back.
Since the word loan doesn't seem to be in Nomi's vocabulary,
Look at those
and
hammers.
Robert says the cash and other
Those are some
items
serious
are not
cans, dude.
gifts,
Oof.
it looks like an out-of-court settlement is out of the question.
I've given him gifts too. You know, I mean, how do I get my booty and boobs back?
Still, both sides say they've learned a lesson. Robert says he's not dating any more strippers.
I did see it possibly ending this way.
And Nomi says there's no such thing as refunds, exchanges, or rain checks when
rain check.
strippers are involved.
No refunds in the strip club. I've even had people come up in there asking, oh, can he get a dance mail, pay me back next week? We ain't got no layaway plans either.
She is so
There's no
ghetto.
court date yet, but it looks like it will ultimately be up to a judge who decides who's right in this one.
Yeah, we can cut it.
Dancer
So,
or the customer.
I will tell you right now, if you typed in ghetto stripper into Google,
Yeah.
the first thing that would come up would be Wikipedia or Urban Dictionary, and that chick's picture would be there.
She was not, that reporter was not in the best neighborhood. I'm not sure if you saw in the video. And like when they showed up to her house with cameras, she's like, "Oh, hold on a second," and she went and she got into the fucking hot ass dress. Like they're probably standing outside with like dogs running past and shit.
I like how she's like, I don't believe in loans because I ain't want to pay nobody back. Like, bitch.
It's really good logic. Hey, look, I'm on board with it there.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, wow. Let's cover this story, and then we'll do the Wheel of Viral Videos. This kid is facing a life in prison. 19-year-old guy, life in prison for making hash brownies. I'm pretty sure almost everyone I know that's ever had a beer at a party has probably had a hash brownie. So this teenager allegedly made the hash brownies with hash oil instead of actual marijuana, the plant.
Yeah.
So this is in Texas and Round Rock, Texas. They weighed it at 1.5 pounds. He made 1.5 pounds of brownies. But since there was no marijuana in it, it was just the oil, they have to count the whole weight of the baked good. Right.
That's how I act after I eat pot brownies.
I thought you were saying me trying to decicipher the law. Is that
No, dude, I took a pot brownie last weekend.
Yeah.
And I was a fucking basket case, dude. I was a mess.
My wife tells me a story about when you were we were there for New Year's Eve and you ate pot brownies and you said you were sitting there and you're like, oh, they're kicking in. Uh-oh.
Well, because it's like an elevator ride. It's almost like you hit the button and all of a sudden it's like, and then you're just, it's kind of like that ride at Six Flags. You're on the 13th floor and you're like, oh, fuck.
Here it
goes.
And then on the way down, it just happens in slow motion.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're saying this kid can be anywhere from 5 years to life in prison because of the way Texas state laws are, which I think is absolutely fucking ridiculous that there's 2 states in the union. Like, they got to get their shit together on equaling this out because this is just the beginning. There's 2 states in the union that have legal marijuana purchases. You can just be like, hey, I want to fucking get high and go to Taco Bell and roll up and go do
It's a major issue, dude.
And this kid could be like, 19-year-old kid's life could be over. Even if he goes for 5 years, you're telling me you go to jail from 19 to 24, your whole fucking life isn't fucked?
Ruined.
You're fucked.
I mean, and tell me how anybody wins by him going to the can. Number one, the state loses out on tax dollars for fucking 5 years because he can go out there and hang off the back of a garbage truck and make tax dollars.
He's also taking up money.
Number two, it's his fucking life.
They're prosecuting this guy. There's district attorneys that are working, sucking on the government teat.
Yeah.
To prosecute him. Like, are they sitting there going, nice, fuck, pretty much working for free right now, like nothing to do, or are they sitting there going, this sucks, I can't believe we got to put this kid away for this, because like, come on, it's his life, man.
I just got to tell you one quick thing about the legal system, and I'll get off it.
It's
freaking
lame.
Do you know that in England they've got a loser pays system?
Really?
So like, let's say that I sued you for ruining my life, right?
Okay.
if I did that
for stealing my computer and
right
DVDs, if you were a stripper.
Exactly. If I had if I had a stripper girlfriend and I lost my settlement based on lack of evidence or just being a dick, then it'd be my responsibility to pay both of our legal fees.
Oh, wow.
So what does that do? It reduces the number of lawsuits, which makes everyone's life easier. Back to you.
Wow, because people aren't ready to roll the dice.
Of course not.
They're like, oh, man, I don't know if I can really win this. That's almost like...
If the state prosecution wants to waste a bunch of time, the state has to pay the legal fees.
That's like Atlantic City, like being in Atlantic City, having your last 100.
Yeah.
And you're like, do I go to the tables with my last 100?
Yep.
Nope, not worth it. I want to eat tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know? That's like, yeah, that puts a whole nother mindset on people. I like that. We should do that.
It adds a lot more gravity to the legal system.
And we should stop prosecuting people for making fucking pot brownies. This is...
Thank you.
I have to go on another rant. Like, the government needs to fucking get their shit together. I was thinking about this today.
They really do.
Like, we cannot be sitting around spending money. Like, if we took the time we spent on trying to fucking change the e-cigarette regulations or the marijuana persecutions and all this nonsense that they're spending time and money doing, we'd have so many other and manpower, so many other problems fucking solved.
Yeah.
Take these people that you're sending on these ridiculous missions and put them in the budget and the finance sections of the things we need to worry about. Because apparently our debt is just fucking flying up.
Yeah.
And we're just sitting here going, whoop, don't do the marijuana. What? You have e-cigarettes. Those were bad. We need to spend hundreds of millions of dollars on stopping that.
Or I love those commercials where the guy's driving down the street trying to have a life, and a cop pulls him over and shames his ass for not having a seatbelt on. That's none of your fucking business, number one.
Click it or ticket, you piece of shit.
Guys, this guy's trying to go to work. He's
How
trying
much
to pick
did
up
that commercial cost?
He's trying to pick up his daughter. He's trying to do something.
If someone's not going to fucking put on their seatbelt, the TV commercial is not going to change their fucking mind.
No, it's not.
But you know what? That $10 million ad they just ran during an episode of 2.5 Men, it's just more money out the window. Out the window. All right, Wheel of Viral Videos. Boom. We're bringing it to you. You can hit me with the graphic, Mike. We're ready for it. I am in slow motion, man. It is just bad news. All right, let's hope we have time. What are we working with? 3 minutes?
Probably like 2.5 now.
2.5. One long one or a short one. One long one or a short one. 32 pole dancing fails. We'll just play it and just go out making fun
And just
of it.
ride it out?
Come on. Oh! If this doesn't put you in a good mood, I don't know what will. Hot girls falling on their face.
Oh! For the podcast listeners,
check us out at brokenfilter.net.
There's a whole lot of hot chicks hitting the deck.
Yeah, brokenfilter.net, iTunes, Broken Filter Live, Tuesdays at 8 p.m. on ZenLive.tv. I mean, this is enjoyable. Oh! She thinks she's...
Look out!
This chick's up pretty high.
Ooh! Oh my God!
You know what this reminds me of? Lower the volume a little more, Mike. I want to say something. This reminds me, these women are really confident riding these poles.
Oh, yeah.
It reminds me of confidence of women parking cars. Like, see how sexy and fucking taut and excited she is about how confident she is. She's doing this phenomenally, and then she just bites it. It's like, that's how women are when they... This is a metaphor for how women park cars. Because you ever fucking get to the supermarket and you're like, what the fuck is this person in the Escalade parked in 3 spots for? And you see this little fucking 100-pound woman come out with her 2 kids and her bag of groceries. You're like, bitch, if you can't drive it, don't drive it. So that's that.
That's that, baby.
That's the pole dancing fails. I had to take it to another level. I had to do some women bashing before we could finish up today.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for hanging with us for the last
Sorry,
half
I didn't
hour.
have the energy. I'm a little sick this week. I'll be back in business next week.
It'll be better. Download the podcast. Check us out. ZenLive.tv, motherfucker.
Have a good night.
Good night.